Hi folks, thanks very much for joining me for part 2 of the River Test Grayling Classic. I'm already suited and booted, as you can see. It's the morning of the competition and there's a buzz in the air, there always is. And it's great to see some old faces, and it's even better to see some new faces, giving competition fishing a try for the first time. So without further ado, let's get into it. Well, I feel very lucky today because I'm controlling Tony Baldwin and Mark Wether. They're both very experienced anglers. Tony was actually in the world team last year, so they know what they're on. It's going to be great to watch them fishing, and they might give us some tips for when it's mine and Ian's turn to have a go.
Right, we've just arrived at beat 11. We've just had myself and Mark Withyman. We've had a good walk, and we're going to start in the middle of it. We think there's going to be fish the other side on the far bank, so we're going to sort of target the shallow inside line first and then get over to the far side and see what we can do over there. Give ourselves 20-25 minutes and then probably split up top and bottom and keep working the session in an hour and a half, which isn't long.
I'll try and explain a little bit about the format of this competition because it is a little different from most competitions held on rivers. In the normal scheme of things, we would have had a draw at the local golf course in Romsey, and it's usually a great shindig. You get to meet up with loads of old pals and it's a good crack, but with the current COVID restrictions that's not happened this year. So what they did instead was a live draw on Facebook. So we found out last night, if you logged into Facebook, you could watch Ben doing a random draw for the beats. Essentially then, it's a pairs competition. You fish in the river with your partner while being controlled by another competing pair. After the 1.5 hour session, you then swap round, and if you controlled first, you're then fishing, and if you fished first, you're then controlling. Make sense? You fish 2 sessions. The 2 sessions on the Saturday are 1.5 hours long each, and on the Sunday the session's 2 hours. And what happens, the first fish is brought to the controller to be measured, and then every fish after that, regardless of size, is released back into the water. Now, this is very forward thinking because it protects the fish. There's minimal handling or damage done to the fish. They're in the net and they're back in the river very quickly. But not only that, it stops anglers, and I've seen this happen, trying to run across the river to get the fish measured and taking a tumble in. And once you're wet in the autumn, it's not much fun. Well, the session's nearly an hour old, and Tony got a fish very quickly. He had a grayling in the net in the first 9 minutes, and that's good going. But it's slowed up considerably since then. I don't know how Mark's doing, as the anglers have split. So Tony's come up to the top of the beat and he's trying to fish the deep holes, but after an hour it's not proving very productive, so we're on the move. There's a minute to go, get fishing! Hey folks, it's day 2 of the Broadlands Grayling Classic. So what I thought I'd do before we start our sessions is just go through my competition setup. So from head to tail really. I've got a cap on to prevent flies hooking me in the head, and if you've seen the wind yesterday you'll know why that is. I've got a good pair of sunrise polarising glasses with some magnifiers because the peepers are just getting a wee bit too old to tie on flies without them. Then moving down, my net's set up. So I've got my net with the handle where I can pull it over my shoulders. Now there's a couple of reasons for this. When deep wading, my net doesn't get dragged away by the river and I don't have to put my hand under the water to grab the handle. The other thing I've got on my net is another magnet. When I'm in shallow water, and you can see behind me there's not much of that today, I can hook it up here so when I catch a fish I can quickly get my net out, and that works a treat. But there'll not be much call for that today. The other thing I've got is I've got my chest pack with my snips, dry fly dryer. I've got a sense of humour, you see. I've also got this on top of the chest pack, and basically this is all the flies that I think I'll need today. I'm not going to go through the contents of the chest pack, that's probably the topic for another video. And then moving down, I'm wearing a set of knee pads if I have to get on my knees. It's also handy for clambering in and out of the river. And then what you need is a good pair of waders and a good pair of boots with studs. And that's me rigged for the competition. I've not discussed the rods and the tackle because I did that in part 1 of the video. So if you haven't seen that, I'll pop that up in the info bar for you. Well, this is the last session, and typically for the Classic we're getting the usual weather. The river's come up about 1.5 feet and it's chocolate brown today. Will this make a difference to the tactics? Absolutely. So yesterday Ian and I targeted the smaller fish in on the gravel patches and we did okay. We're sitting 7th, which is not too bad. But today we're going to have to get down and dirty with the heavy stuff and just hope for the best. The river is not looking at its finest, I'm afraid. Well, the rain's let up a little and I thought I'd take this opportunity just to tell you a little bit more about the comp. One of the great things that I really love about competition fishing, and not only in the rivers, still water and loch styling, but any competition format, generally anglers control each other for the sessions and you can learn so much from just watching other anglers, how they've set their kit up, how they approach the river, and if you want to improve any aspect of your angling, then competition is definitely the fastest way of doing that. I'm stood on the banks of the River Test with its keeper, Jon Hall. How long have you been the river keeper here, John?
Been down at Broadlands here for 11 years now, Linz. Prior to this I was over on the Itchen, and I've been messing around on the riverbanks one way or another for the last 20 years. So
wow.
Yeah, it's not
living
a bad
the
life. Not a bad life
living
at
the
all.
life.
Yeah, that's right. That's
yeah.
right.
Is it? Yeah, I know you're a very good angler as well. If I had to press you, what would be your favourite type of angling on?
Spring salmon fishing, Linz, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, you're fishing for unicorns. They're so rare in this day and age. Those big, fresh, bright blue springers, you know, 24 hours old, covered in sea lice.
A lot of my friends salmon fish, and I have tried it a couple of times. But the only time I've ever caught salmon actually is on this river when I've been bugging for grayling.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're suckers for it in the winter like that with the bugs. But no, I lose interest halfway through the season. So it's those early fish.
Yeah.
A springer is a completely different animal, and you can't explain it until you've had older one.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, people tell me actually that when you've used the double handers and they run, that's when you actually get the salmon bug.
Oh, proper.
I can't do that, I can't afford it, my wife would kill me. But so the Grayling Classic, John, it's changed format, hasn't it? It was an individual competition.
It was
and
an
then
individual comp to start with.
to
It went
pairs.
to teams after the first year.
Yeah.
Teams of 2. We've been running for 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah, I
5
think
years, I think. Before this, we always used to hold the qualifiers.
that's right. I remember
on the
entering a few of the qualifiers here.
and we figured there was a lot of red tape and a lot of rules, and we figured we'd just do our own comp, and that was 5-6 years ago, and it's gone from
Yeah.
strength to strength, you know.
And that's one of the things I love about it. You're not bothered about all the FIPS rules or the international rules.
That's right.
You just go and fish.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
if you want to get into competition fishing, this is the place and the competition to come and do it.
Well, it's friendly, isn't it? And it's
Absolutely.
a bunch of lads, and you know,
Yeah.
away you go. Yeah.
It's been really good. Well, thanks very much for talking to me,
Not a
John.
problem, mate.
And I'm sure I'll see you before the year's out.
Indeed.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for enduring the weather, which yet again we managed to bring out the best weather for you. It's, cheers to John for letting us have the fishery. Cheers to Adam, the admin master. Cheers to Don for feeding us over the 2 days. Yeah. And you know, we've had a few sponsors this year. We've had West Berks Brewery, who provided the beer for us, which is nice of them. See if you're enjoying it now. We got Fasna sponsoring us. We got Guide Fly Fishing, which is Vision, sponsoring us, and then we got Hunts sponsoring us as well. Well, what are they? So yeah, we'll get into the results. Quite a lot of fish were caught. Let's have a look. We caught over the weekend 717 fish, which when you look at the conditions, I think is bloody amazing, so well done. That was really good. We're going to start with the prize that everybody wants. And this year it was hard fought. 2 teams finishing on 35 place points each. But one team caught 10 fish and the other team caught 5 fish. So the team that caught 5 fish are now the proud owners of this for 1 year are Normal for Norfolk.
Thank you so much. I'll have to post it to Andy.
No, that's going on your mantelpiece, young man.
Yeah, thanks very much. Really. Neither am I. Does that mean we're disqualified?
Yes.
Fraudulent team name. Excellent. Thanks very much.
Well done.
That's all right. I blame you. I know.
And
I'll have to give him the good news.
the team that they fought so hardly against in 23rd was Jim and John. So well done. And in 3rd place, receiving the rod holders from Hunts, is Cam and Dan.
Cheers, thanks.
Well done,
Thank you
boys.
very much. Cheers. Thanks very much. Cheers. Lovely. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers.
cheers.
See you later.
5 places. 6 places for Dave Gregory. Yeah. I thought it would be bad. 5 places.
In 2nd place, and the best looking team in the competition, was Yaya Ding Dong. So we won some Fastener clothing. We have, yes, so thanks Semi, very nice of you. And in 1st place, and taking the trophy home again with them, is now Fastener A. Well done. So yeah, give me your sizes and I'll send you some fleecy stuff, I think. So there you go, yeah.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
Boys, good on.
Nice one.
And then we got one more prize, which is the biggest fish. And that year we think it's a 47.5 centimetre fish. And that was caught by Dave Gregory.
Well done, Dave.
Nice fish. There you go.
Throw down that for a year. Sharpen your pencil and
Yeah.
write on it for us.
Perfect.
Back following you.
That's all right. Cheers.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
Happy day.
Well done.
Thanks, guys.
And there you go, boys. That's it for another year. Hopefully we'll see you back again next year under hopefully better conditions.
Well folks, that's the end of another Broadlands Grayling Classic here on the River Test. It's been a superb competition and been exceptionally well run by Ben Bangham and his team. They've maintained social distancing, they've included QR codes for people to use the track and trace app, and it's been superbly run. Food's been dispensed in little paper bags so you could get your food, move away and then eat. It's been ideal really. I've really enjoyed it. It's great to see all the usual old faces here and a few new ones. It's been fantastic. So if you fished it, I'll see you all again next year. If you haven't, why don't you get in touch with Ben and give it a go. Thanks very much for watching and I'll see you all next time.